Over a year and a half after Hong Kong's national security law was imposed by Beijing, 2 British judges sitting on the territory's highest court have resigned, citing the law and its erosion of political freedom. 2 members of Britain's top court have served on the city's courts since the handover from British to Chinese rule in 1997. Their departure sends a stark message about the city's rule of law.
China has continued to use the national security law and its related institutions to undermine the fundamental rights and freedoms promised in the joint declaration. As national security law cases proceed through the courts, we're seeing the implications of this sweeping legislation, including the chilling effect on freedom of expression, the stifling of opposition voices, and the criminalising of dissent. The political and legal situation in Hong Kong has reached the point at which it is no longer tenable for serving UK judges to participate on the final Court of Appeal.
The Hong Kong Court of Final Appeal hears many of the territory's highest profile cases. The resignations of Lord Robert Reid and Lord Patrick Hodge rescinds what had been billed as a vote of confidence in the city's legal system. In a written statement, Lord Reid, also President of the UK Supreme Court, said that their role lent a veneer of legitimacy and international approval to an ever more oppressive system. A local lawyer with the advocacy group Hong Kong Rule of Law Monitor said a single law should not surpass all legislation. Fearing government reprisals, she asked that we conceal her identity.
The national security law is quite a different creature. It's an entire system, it's an entire regime. How it differs is that it not only creates 4 new national security offenses, it also creates a new agency for law enforcement. It creates new powers for the police. It creates a new regime of appointing judges to hear certain cases, which are so-called national security cases.
The judges' resignations came on the eve of sentencing for democracy activist Tam Tak Chi, who was convicted of uttering seditious words. His offense did not come under the national security law, but a harsh, pre-existing legislation created by the British colonial authorities to stifle dissent. This, says the lawyer, illustrates how the law was brought in not to criminalize new acts, but to create a parallel judicial track for political trials.
It comes as part of the mainland exercising its comprehensive jurisdiction over Hong Kong. It's not enough for Hong Kong to return to its pre-2019 ostensible peace on the streets. That's not enough. Any sort of dissent, no matter how moderate or peaceful it is, any sort of commemoration of Tiananmen Square or the like, that cannot be tolerated. And that's why a whole new regime is being brought to Hong Kong in the form of the national security law.
These resignations, which have been welcomed by London, leave a dwindling number of foreign judges in the Hong Kong court. The city's government says the concerns over Hong Kong's rule of law are unfounded. But with the widening net of the national security law and the rising convictions, this is just the latest blow to the city's once highly respected reputation as Asia's legal hub. Ryan Kilpatrick for TaiwanPlus.